Biscuits! Happy season of the Force at first night of Star Wars Night 2025 in Disneyland. Yeah! This is one of my favorite events that Disneyland does during the year, and I'm so excited to get to take you all along. Last year was a tremendous success. I ended up coming to this event 3 times because I liked it so much. There's an unbelievable amount of things to do, characters to meet, food to try, and some of my favorite shows throughout the year that you can see at Disneyland. We've got a jam-packed evening. We are going to be hustle bunning, speed walk sashaying for the entirety of the night. The night officially begins at 9 p.m. and goes all the way until 1 a.m. And while that might seem like a lot of time, there is a lot to do, and it is a fight to the finish. We are going to be starting our evening right here in Batuu. On the opposite side is actually one of the areas where you can pick up your Star Wars Night 2025 specialty merch. I haven't gotten a look at it, but we'll get over there pretty soon. And then at 9 p.m., they're going to be showing their brand new projection show, Shadows of Memory, a Luke Skywalker saga. And then that is going to flow right into the Resistance meetup with Rey, which I am really excited about. It's a little bit different of a start than the start last year, but between the new projection show and then the Resistance meetup with Rey, they are 2 of my favorite things that are happening right now at the Disneyland resorts and at the Disney parks, period. And then after we finish up here, we are going to have to hit the ground running. There are some extremely popular character meet and greets that you don't ordinarily get during the rest of the year. The Ewok last year was the most popular. I would say then probably followed by Padme and then Anakin, but Anakin isn't always there. There was a Jabba the Hutt meetup. You can meet Luke Skywalker, Leia, R2-D2, and they are just so much fun. The setups, the decorations, the photo ops are exceptionally well done. Another one of my favorite things to do, make sure you have that lightsaber, because they have a lightsaber training that they do several times throughout the night, which is not only really fun to watch, but really fun to partake in. And I'm pretty sure, if memory serves me correctly, last year they even had some lightsabers to the side. So if you didn't bring one, you were able to use one. I'll have to double check on that this year. And then a little bit of a sad note that I have to say up front, the March with Phasma is not on the list of activities for the evening. I'm hoping that maybe that was just a whoopsie daisy and that that's something that's going to be happening. But right now on our pamphlet, that is something that is not showing, and that was one of the biggest highlights of last year. So if that is not going to be here, that's going to be a big disappointment, not only for me, but for a lot of people. And then also, you can't forget the specialty foods. Right now, it is almost 7 o'clock, and at this point, I'm going to have to check, but a lot of the pre-orders are probably going to be showing pretty far out. My best piece of advice is that if there is a lot of food that you want to try here, you gotta mobile order it as soon as you scan in for that event and as soon as you get here, because the timings start to push out very, very far. So get those mobile orders in, and then you can try to modify those times and space them out in a way that is a little bit more conducive to the rest of the evening. But for now, Biscuits, let's go try to see some of the specialty merch, but then we are gonna hold down this spot right here, because not only is it gonna be a fantastic view of the projection show that's gonna be happening right behind us, but when Rey comes out, Rey is gonna be right here. So y'all, buckle up and let's get ready to have one of the best Star Wars nights that we possibly can. Let's do it! Biscuits, when the merch opens at 6 p.m., I do not recommend going right away. You might have seen photos on social media, but the line immediately was buku bonkers nutso insano. We went in to look at the merch about 30-45 minutes after it opened, and there was nobody there, and we got to look at all of the merch completely unobstructed with total ease. So give it a little bit of time, maybe go on a couple of rides, have a drink, and then go back once the line settles down a little bit. And let me know in the comments, what do you think about the merch this year? I think it's going to be pretty polarizing, but I love a Technicolor moment, and I think the artwork is really beautifully done. Do I think it's necessarily appropriate for Star Wars merch? Maybe not, but I'm not mad at it, especially this hoodie. I would love to get this embroidered hoodie. It's beautiful. Biscuits, we have a very special... Where? What? Not yet. I didn't announce you yet. Look, she is like just chomping it. Yeah. Miss Ma'am. Well, it was going to be a surprise. Tube of why, we have not met her yet. She is illustrious in some circles. Some people enjoy her. Most people don't. Y'all, this is Lisa.
Hi.
Lisa Estrada. Lisa, where you going, sis?
I want to be away from you.
Okay, wow. See, told y'all, don't let her fool you. Lisa, question.
Yes.
What are you the most excited for tonight at Star Wars Night 2025?
To hang out with you.
No, but for real, what are you most excited about?
The lightsaber meetup.
Lightsaber, honestly,
I'm excited.
That's
I think that's gonna be really cool.
It's gonna be really, really cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get to see her see it for the first time because we were not here together last year.
Right, because I did not like you.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Well, little does she know it was mutual. But look how far we've come.
Really?
Some days.
No.
Yeah, well, guess not. Yo, this is Lisa, and I hope you enjoyed her because she's never coming back again. Bye! And then Biscuit's quick addendum, oh my god. I also forgot to mention, wow, love her. I also forgot to mention that if it is possible for you to make a reservation during the day, scan into the park early. I was scanning at about 5:30 and then we came back here to Batu to get our credentials. That's going to be a lot easier than waiting out front at the gates. But then also, once you do scan in at 6 o'clock, use that time to maybe get on a couple rides, get your bearings in the park a little bit, just look at the map and develop a game plan, go on some rides. I'm going to say for now, coming back here about 45 minutes early, so around 8:15, is going to be the best time because this is going to fill up fast for that first Shadows of Memory and then the Ray show. But we're going to keep you posted. 7:38 p.m. and there was a lineup right here for a lightsaber photo with the Photo Pass cast member, and they have since cut that off. So if you want to get a photo here with the Millennium Falcon and your lightsaber with a Photo Pass member, make sure to get here before then. Lisa, what you looking at?
People,
What about them?
the costumes. There's a lot of them.
And they are.
They're amazing.
They're unbelievable.
It's insane.
I've seen a couple of Ahsokas that are quite literally spot on.
Unreal. They're amazing.
It's stunning. I've seen a Padme already tonight, and that's going to be one of the...
haven't.
What? And honestly, y'all, that is going to be one of the highlights of your time here at Star Wars Night. It's just the creativity of the people and the costumes they come in. It's unbelievable. Where's your lightsaber, dear?
I don't have one.
Oh, well, we should probably change that.
Where's yours? Exactly.
It's going well. Hey, Biscuit! So I had to leave Lisa because my mobile order, I ended up getting a Ronto wrap just because I love them and why not? It's right here. But I was going to say that if I come another day or next year, I'm going to get a reservation early for Oga's so then I can go into Oga's, enjoy a drink, and then my 45 minutes I believe you get in Oga's, and then come out into Batu and get ready for the shows then. So something to keep in mind, one of your first reservations could be Oga's Cantina to have a cocktail and some food and then come out and enjoy the show. It's currently 8:34. We're a little less than 30 minutes prior to the projection show. And as you can see, it is starting to fill in quite a bit more. So again, I'm going to say to be safe, at least 45 minutes. But if you don't have any particular characters that you want to line up for, I would get here even earlier just to be safe because again, it does fill up very fast.
That's why I said just give
Soon our evening presentation will begin on the spires of Batu. Lighting levels may be lower in some areas.
We were so close.
We need a reboot.
Oh no, they haven't turned the show off yet. Oh no. Oh no. They haven't stopped the show.
Use a force instinct.
Oh no. Well, bye-bye.
So we're just gonna go.
Crumble, 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 crumble.
I gotta play my stream first.
It's springtime.
That my friend Bard is experiencing a faulty memory core, and we are unable to continue with this evening's show.
No.
We wish you rising moons and a pleasant evening. Thank you.
Rising moons, everyone! Now, listen closely as I have two very important announcements to make. Number one, you've made it! Welcome to the Resistance! And number two, I am being pursued by stormtroopers. But don't worry, that happens to me a lot. And I have a plan. Well, sort of a plan. Okay, I see a good many of you have brought your lightsabers this evening. That's excellent. But let me caution you. Do not activate those sabers unless told to do so. We don't want to accidentally give ourselves away unless absolutely necessary. In fact, let's deactivate those sabers now, please. Yes, deactivate, deactivate, deactivate. The other way. There you go. Thank you. Now, on behalf of the Resistance, I'd like to thank you all for your allegiance, your loyalty, and of course, for showing up here tonight and making your presence known. Together, when united, we possess great strength! Our mission tonight is to stand up to the First Order whenever and wherever possible. Now, if you all look skyward, you see a few of our scouts are keeping watch from above. And standing proudly among them is Chewbacca! Scouts have advised me that word of this gathering has been intercepted by the First Order. Chewie, you are the first line of defense. Secure the perimeter and keep a close watch out for the First Order. Now everyone, we need to be on high alert. We also have to set up a call signal to identify fellow members of the Resistance. Now, you may be approached by someone who says they are with the Resistance if they say, ignite the spark. The proper reply would be, light the fire. Let's try that, shall we? Ignite the spark!
Light the fire!
Ignite the spark! Light the fire! Ignite the spark! Light the fire! Excellent! Now, if they do not know that call signal, then you know they are not with the Resistance and cannot be trusted. Now, I just did receive word that Rey is on her way. Everyone, remain calm. Going by Chewbacca! I probably should have thought of a better plan.
There's no use in fighting. Attention, everyone. The First Order is here. Your pathetic attempts at resistance have failed miserably. As you can see for yourselves, we have the power, and the resistance will be crushed. And we'll start with you. And oh yes, our triumph will be witnessed and recorded by this ancient astromech droid. What was his name? Yes, Bard. Anything from you, Bard? No, good. Keep it that way. Now, where were we?
You all are just leaving.
You're not nearly as clever as you think.
Then you don't know me.
Oh, I know exactly who you are, Vi Moradi. Indeed, the destruction of the Resistance is at hand. At any moment...
Okay, can we just skip to the end?
Oh, signed to the end, I see. More's a pity. Well, then you leave me no choice.
You don't want to do this.
Oh, I really do. Troopers, on my signal. 3, 2,
them go, now. I won't ask again.
And you are making a huge mistake. Resistance is futile. You will not succeed.
You're wrong about that. You see, the resistance is stronger than you think. Everyone, prepare to activate your sabers. Wait for my signal.
And the 3188 and that 2627 off this crowd. Make sure they don't try anything. You, all of you down there, don't move or else!
This is your last chance.
That you will resurrect this, troopers!
Everyone, for the resistance, activate your sabers. Now! And raise them high!
It's absolutely not the same as intimidating a random organization in the history of the Wait, no! But this cannot be! No! Now, that Kylo Ren is telling you will never give up! Or else I'm exactly what is going on here!
Well done, everyone. Deactivate your sabers. The resistance is fortunate to have you on our side. And you may leave us now.
This does not end today! The First Order will be back!
And we will be ready. Well done, everyone. We've beaten the First Order for now. Thank you, Vi. Thank you, Chewie. Thank you all. Once again, activate your sabers.
All right, y'all, so I'm having a little bit of microphone difficulty, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna figure out the sound, but as you just saw, the first projection show went down. We're gonna try to go back again, so hopefully they're able to get it fixed before that second show, but the lightsaber meetup is still one of my favorite ways to start the show. And then after that, you're gonna have to hop in line for Rise of the Resistance, which I'm pretty sure closes at 10 o'clock. Rise does close early, so I again think that is the best order of operations, starting with the projections, and then the lightsaber meetup, and then getting in line for Rise of the Resistance before getting to your food, as well as the character meets. Speaking of, off to pick up food item number one. Food item number one is going to be the Scarif lemon cookie, and it is basically, hold on, I'm reading our notes here, a lemon, coconut, and white chocolate cookie topped with lemon cream, toasted coconut, and shaved white chocolate. It's like it went forwards and backwards. It sounds really good. Lisa's gonna get the first bite. All right, one bite, here we go. Lisa, how's the cookie?
It's like all lemon.
Really? Mm-hmm. In a good way or a bad way?
Very good way.
Okay.
Not a lot of white chocolate and not a lot of coconut.
Out of 10?
Like a 7.
Okay.
A 7.
Play.
You try it.
Okay.
Your turn.
One bite, here we go.
It's like lemon.
It's a lemon cookie, that's all it is. There's no coconut, even the shaved coconut on top,
No.
not a thing.
And no chocolate.
But it's refreshing, and that lemon really cuts through.
Yeah.
It is super tangy. This is honestly, the gingerbread cookies I think are the best still.
I would
But
agree.
this, if this was a little bit warmer too, this would not be far behind, honestly. This
if
is
it was warmer,
correct.
and you could taste maybe a little coconut,
Agreed.
I'd give it a little bit.
A little bit more. I'm
like,
still
I
gonna
think
stick.
it's
I'm still gonna stick in the 7s as well. It is a good cookie.
Copycat.
I know. I'm sorry. I would get this again. Really, really good. Strong start. Right over here by Tiana's is going to be the Greetings from Endor photo op, and I'm actually really surprised at how short this line is. And that's one of the things we were just discussing. The volume of people here already seems significantly less than last year, and if they keep taking things away like the fireworks and then the Phasma March as well, I don't know how well attended this is going to be. So I'm curious to see what people are going to say when a couple of like the biggest hitting items from last year are not a part of the event. And then Magic Key holders, do not forget to pick up your special gift over here right by the Hungry Bear. So we are wandering back through Batuu, and tonight has become the epitome of you have to have a plan B and a plan C. Because originally our plan was to now go to the lightsaber training after we had meal number 1 and then pick up our corn dog. That's going to be our meal number 2 from the Little Red Wagon. But with the projection show, we're going to give it another try to see if they were able to fix it before the second one, which is at 10:20. It's about 10 o'clock right now. And then after that, we're going to go, I think, to the corn dog and then to the next lightsaber show before trying to get to go to see some characters. So hopefully they can get the projections going this time. And then here are going to be the magic key holder buttons for the year. I really like them.
I enjoy them.
I do too.
Oh no.
Oh no. Well, biscuits, not going to be happening. Yep.
Greetings, travelers. It appears that my friend Bard is experiencing a faulty memory core, and we are unable to continue with this evening's show. We wish you rising moons and a pleasant evening. Thank you.
Everyone, for the resistance, activate your sabers, now!
So as you saw, unfortunately, the projection show is still not operable. Hopefully they're going to be able to get that fixed before Thursday night. But for now, still getting to see the Lightsaber meetup twice was fantastic. That is one of my favorite things of the year. And now we are actually going to head over to the Lightsaber training before we pick up back-to-back food items. We got the wait, what's all the corn dog again? Oh, it's the it's an elote corn dog, and then we're going to be getting the macaron as well from Jolly Holiday. So stay tuned.
At the entryway to Galaxy's Edge, right behind Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, is this photo op, and again, not a long line, which is stark contrast to last year.
The lines at the moment are very, very short. Man, Tea Party, not surprised that this is a walk-on, but I'm pretty surprised, honestly, that Alice in Wonderland is pretty much a walk-on. There's hardly anybody in line. I feel like this is one of the lines that had a few more people in it last year, but one of the big perks about coming to these after-hours events is absolutely going to be the shorter wait times. Unfortunately, Toon Town is not open this evening due to a private event. That is not the best timing and a little disappointing. So one change this year is that the Lightsaber training is actually in the Fantasyland Theater. It was over there in that space by Small World, so I'm excited to see how they're doing it differently over here. Okay, honestly, this is a huge upgrade from last year. This looks insane.
For a more civilized Disneyland after dark, Star Wars Nite.
Well, what you guys saw was a demonstration of skill using a Jedi's weapon of choice.
Whoa, hey, you're a Sith.
Okay, yeah, sure, Sith, use those. Sith. Okay, yeah. Because the weapon of choice would be a lightsaber.
And activate. Right to the left shoulder, right shoulder, left leg, right leg, bring it around, and cut to the head. Deactivate those sabers.
Great job. 1 and 2 together. You guys ready for this? Here we go. Follow along. All right. Everybody, ready for vision. Activate. Here we go. We're going to cut to the left shoulder. Cut to the right shoulder. Cut to the left leg. Cut to the right leg. We're going to cut to the head. Molding to your right, thrust. Molding left, molding right, assess. Deactivate. Well done, everybody. Good job.
Good time tonight. Yes, indeed. Oh. 2 lightsabers wielding.
Up next, I'm so excited about this. It combines a couple of my favorite things. So if you don't know already, the corn dogs at Disneyland are iconic. Whether they are from the Red Wagon here or my personal favorite, the Hot Wing corn dog over at the Corn Dog Castle. We got the elote corn dog. We already tried the chips.
Yum.
The chips are, what seasoning is on the chips? It's almost kind of like a hint of lime. Have you ever had those hint of lime chips? I'm obsessed with those. It's almost kind of like that.
Like salsa built in.
A little bit, yeah.
It's yummy.
Y'all, we're gonna get digging it.
I enjoy it.
I was just trying to say that we are about to dig in, and then I almost sent the corn dog tumble tea on the table. It's going well. All right, let's get into it. First bite, Lisa. Lisa, how's the corn dog?
Why you shove that in my face? It's really good.
Describe it deeper.
Really? I enjoy it.
Oh, okay, great. Heard it here first. One bite. Here we go.
It's good.
Here's the thing. It's really salty, but there's a little bit of sweetness in there that kicks in. That's going to be from like the breading, the corn, right? The corn. But all of this works.
It does.
This is delicious. Again, this is something that I would get again.
And Matt in the background is just killing it.
We're living for that. Here's going to be the salted caramel brownie macaron. The macarons here at Disneyland don't typically miss, so I'm really excited about this. And salted caramel is one of my favorite flavors. Let's get into it. One bite, here we go.
All right, one more time. Here we go.
And then the brownie hits in the middle. The salted caramel, yo.
Wow.
Yeah. And we took a break to see that my mouth is indeed automatically blue. But this is really, really good. And then the brownie, I didn't know that there's gonna be a brownie sandwich in there in the middle. Another thing I would for sure 100% get again. Lisa? Oh. What do we think?
It's not overly sweet. I'm surprised. I thought it would be really sweet.
Yep.
It's really good.
Yeah, I agree.
I
And
like
your
it.
mouth, my goodness, you weren't kidding how blue it is. Ah! This is currently the line to meet Padme. It was all filled in here last year. I cannot believe how short this is. Lisa, dance with me.
Dance with somebody. I don't want to fall and kill myself.
In the galaxy, am I right? We hope everyone
Just said goodbye to Lisa. We love you, Lisa! And it's 11:36, and a lot of people look like they are heading towards the exit, which is good and bad. So I'm gonna try. It's good because hopefully the lines to meet some of the characters over here in Tomorrowland are short. I'm gonna do my best in the next little less than 90 minutes to try to hit every single character. So we're gonna start here in Tomorrowland, and then I'm gonna have to try to make it over to Adventureland for the Jawas and then the Ewoks. So let's see if we can do it.
Some of the character interactions at Star Wars Night are drive-by style, so I recommend putting your camera in video mode in 0.5 and then recording as you go by the characters.
Wow! You've done this before a time or two, I'm assuming. I love you and adore. And that's one of the reasons why, in addition to everything you do to save the galaxy and keep us all safe, of course. Thank you so much, R2. Bye! Bye! Yes! Can I also get a quick selfie? Thank you so much, BB-8. Bye!
You can also find some of the dark side characters looming over Tomorrowland at the Star Wars Launch Bay balcony, but you also never know who you might have a face-to-face encounter with as you are wandering around Tomorrowland and in the Star Wars Launch Bay area.
Into Launch Bay we go. We're going to try to meet, I'm pretty sure back here is going to be, I feel like last year it was Vader, Luke, Leia, and Jabba, but I'm not exactly sure, so we're gonna have to find out. And I remember very vividly, y'all, last year I waited, this was all a line. So all the way down here, it started with Luke and Leia. There was a photo op over there, and then I believe R2, or it might have been I think it was R2 or BB-8, I can't remember. And then Jabba was cornered over there, but it looks like everything is inside now. So this is another change from this year. So let's go see what it's looking like on the inside. Oh. So Boba Fett is going to be over here to the right, and then Light Side, Dark Side is going to be closing very, very soon. So we're going to try to hit that before it closes, what I think in the next 5 minutes. So it's actually 12:10 right now, and they did close the line, so we missed this. Keep that in mind. Get here before midnight because they will close these off early. But for whatever reason, this looks like the longer line over here for the Dark Side, and it is still available to be able to meet Darth Vader.
That was awesome.
Stop. Here, this side.
You know, it's really sad that this whole area does not open during regular park times, just to be able to come in here and look around. This is my very first time in all the times I've come to Disneyland getting to actually experience this area, which is still actually really neat.
Special breeze filter to serve under my command. Can you handle it?
Yep, he's gone. How are we doing?
Well, Biscuits, it is about midnight, and that is going to be the end. Oh, not about midnight. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. What am I thinking? It's almost 1, which means the event is coming to an end. But we still have one more stop right at the end of Main Street as we're heading out. The fond farewell, where we're going to get to see some of the characters on our way out. And then we're going to enjoy a walk back to the hotel, and we are going to debrief and talk about all things Star Wars Night, so you can know what to expect heading into this next Star Wars season of the 4th season.
As you are enjoying your final walk down Main Street, make sure to check out the projections on both sides because those were also really neat to get to see all the way down.
At this time, our event is coming to a close.
So this was a whoopsie daisy on my part. The fond farewell is always right here, but it is at 12:30. I feel like when I have left other After Dark events closer to the ending time, the characters have still been out, especially for Pride Night. I remember that very vividly, but it does start at 12:30 right here, and the characters are already gone, which does make sense. So keep that in mind. If you want to see the farewell characters here, make sure to get here at 12:30 and not too much after that. Oh, Biscuits, we are outside of the park, and that is going to do it for Star Wars Night 2025. And while I have a decent amount to say, I'm going to try to keep it short, which I'm not good at. As a whole, I still really had a great time tonight. Is this as good as Star Wars Night 2024? No. There's a couple reasons why. Were there some more beneficial things tonight over Star Wars 2025? Yes, and we're going to start with that. Capacity was very low tonight. Very low, to the point where, as you saw, yes, the line for Darth Vader was a little on the longer side, but we still didn't wait more than, I think, 10, 12 minutes. It moved very, very quickly. And then also, the wait times to get food was not an issue tonight, where last year and a lot of the events prior, the mobile orders go out far. So unless you're ordering it earlier in the day or right before the event starts, chances are getting some of those specialty items that you want during the fest, it could be a little bit tricky. Tonight we had no issues, and if we wanted to have more food, we could have gotten everything that we wanted to without issue. Another thing that was new this year that I didn't get to experience at all last year were some of the characters were roaming, and they kind of became jump scares a little bit, which caught me by surprise. Like when we first got to see Emperor Palpatine when we were waiting for Darth Vader, and then Darth Maul right towards the end, and then we got to see Phasma right over by Space Mountain. Anakin was wandering around, but that was like a fleeting moment. So to get to see the characters wandering around and having those interactions instead, it makes for a much more organic experience, and it adds to just kind of like the environment. So I thought that that was very, very cool to get to do, especially on a day like today where the capacity was a little bit lower. Another big positive, and this is a hope that when you do an after dark event or something like this, you hope that the lines are going to be pretty non-existent and that you can walk on to a lot of the rides, and that was absolutely the case tonight, especially since attendance seemed very low. That helped a lot. Normally what I would say is when you come into the event at 6, that time, especially this year between 6 and 8, we're going to do a full breakdown here at the end, that time between 6 and 8, given how long it took for the area by the Millennium Falcon to get crowded for the show, I would say you can use those first couple hours to set up your mobile orders, kind of get your bearings with the park, but then also try to knock out a couple rides. I don't think even with the park closing earlier that it's going to be particularly crowded, so that 6 to 8 could be a great time to knock out some rides, but every line I saw throughout the rest of the night, there was hardly anybody in it. Lots of, even when we went over to Rise of the Resistance after the first projection show that did not happen, the wait was like 25 minutes. So those are going to be my top positive things about Star Wars Night 2025. There might be a couple more, but we're going to have to get to the flip side of the coin, and we're going to start off again with the rides. So tonight, unfortunately, Rise of the Resistance, and this is nothing new, Rise closes early. So you do have to be into that queue by 10 p.m. And then that's also going to be the case with Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which is a bummer because it is warming up a little bit more. So you are going to have 2 major attractions that are out at 10 o'clock, or if they're having technical difficulties, they're out before that. So keep that in mind, that if you want to get on Tiana's or Rise of the Resistance, you're gonna have to do that before 10 p.m. I'm gonna preface this first negative with things happen, and sometimes it's out of the control of what's available and what people can do, and it just is what it is, and you just kind of gotta roll with it and move on to the next. The projection show, unfortunately, did not show the first 2 times we tried to see it, so that broke the continuity of what the original game plan was, which is fine. You adapt, and again, you move on. But to have that kind of like being the big start to the evening, we still got the Lightsaber meetup, which is my personal favorite way to start the night. I just feel like it sets the tone for how the rest of the night could go. It was a little bit of a bummer to not be able to get to experience especially the incredible finale of what that show is. So hopefully they're going to be able to just work out the kinks, and it's going to be okay, but technical things happen. Again, I've seen the show already. It's a beautiful show, so hopefully heading into Thursday night, they're able to get back up and going with no further issues. One of the biggest highlights of Star Wars Night 2024 was Phasma's March in Tomorrowland. And I think to a lot of people's surprise, that was not a part and will not be a part of Star Wars Night 2025. Again, I don't know what the reason is. I can have my assumptions, but I'm not gonna assume, because you know what assuming does, dears. So to have that felt like a void and a miss, just because that was such a moment to get to have and to get to experience. So it's very sad to not be able to see that. And then also very sad to not have Fire of the Rising Moons, to be able to see the fireworks show, just because what that brings and the energy that it brings to Batuu is unbelievable. They still do the show when they are showing fireworks, but to not have that during Star Wars Night is a little bit of a disappointment, just because it has become such an iconic show and such, I think, a beloved show, that was a miss to not get to have that tonight. I forgot to mention on another positive note, a huge upgrade is the lightsaber training. So for them to be doing that in the Fantasyland Theater, that just brought a new dimension to it. So that is very well done. I love that upgrade, and I hope that's something that stays. I have to be honest about this. This was a big boo, a really big boo. There was a private party. So Toon Town was out for the night. And again, I don't know, I can't pretend to know how all of this works, but you have how many other nights that you can have a private party, and if you're gonna have a paid event where people are paying a decent amount of money to have an experience, and you have a couple attractions out, you know, against their will, the projections were out, no fireworks, you get rid of the Phasma March, you get rid of some really big ticket items thing, and then on top of it, you throw in a private party and you take an entire land out of play as well. That made me sad, especially since Toon Town is one of my favorite areas at the park. Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway is one of my favorite rides. So to not be able to access that and for there to be a party happening within a party, I really did not like that, and that was a bummer, and I hope that is not the case for any of the rest of the nights for Star Wars Night. And just like that, we are back, and I'm already in bed with a pepper jack cheese stick because Taco Bell is closed. So this is just gonna have to do. How are you going to slay Star Wars Night 2025? I am so glad you asked. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to look over our map again, just so I can get my bearings on a few of the key things. So that would be if you're checking in within the park, if you had a reservation, knowing where it is over by Batu, knowing where your magic key gift is over by the Hungry Bear, and then your plot points for where the characters are throughout the park, and just kind of mapping that out and knowing where those are. Number 2 from there, food reservations, mobile ordering, starting earlier in the day. And you can try to line those up in a linear fashion to book places that are close to each other. If you kind of want to go from 1 to 1 to 1, you can do that via mobile ordering. I do not recommend coming to the park and just trying to wait in line and risking it, even though it wasn't that crowded tonight and you might have been able to get away with it. Mobile order, and plan ahead. I personally am going to start the night the exact same way I keep calling it the Lightsaber meetup. It is not called that anymore. The Gathering of the Resistance with Rey, but before that, Shadows of Memory. I'm still personally going to start with that, but what you could do, for example, the Ewok seems to be the most popular meet. Again, that line was the longest line throughout the night. So what you could do is go to the second lightsaber, I still can't grasp it, Gathering of the Resistance with Rey, the second of which is going to be at 10:20. So you have the first one that's going to be at 9:15 following Shadows of Memory. You could go to the Ewok first and then go back and do that second. I personally am probably still going to do the order that we did tonight. But then after that at 9:45, we were going to go to the first lightsaber training. But again, due to the technical difficulties, we did not do that. We diverted to a different plan. So that is something else that you can do. I'm going to stick to those 3 first, because then after that, without having the Phasma March and some of the other things, that frees you up to just spend the rest of the time either doing the rides or seeing the characters, which is going to be one of the benefits to there not being quite as many things to do this year. I would rather have the fireworks and the Phasma March, but I digress. We don't have that. So that's going to be the really simple order of operations for me that I think is going to really help enhance your night. Use that 6 to 8 period to get on some rides, get you organized in terms of your locations and your things that you want to prioritize and what you want to do, getting your mobile orders in, and then also making sure that you get a spot. Our spot today would have been great for both the for Shadows of Memory, and then I have to keep reading it, Gathering of the Resistance with Rey. It even flows really well together. It's like iambic pentameter, but I digress. Another really fun way to start would be going to Oga's Cantina. So I would also try to look for an early reservation to Oga's, whether that's between like the 6 and 7 o'clock window. And then that is something that you can incorporate as well. Go in, have some food, have a drink, and then you can leave that and then get your spot for the shows back to back. That would also be a really fun way to start your evening. But as a whole, look, Star Wars Night 2025, does it live up to 2024? No, it doesn't. Is it still a really fun night? You better believe it is. I think it is still worth the price of admission. It is still an event worth going to. But you do have to plan a little bit and have an order of operations, especially if you're only going once, so you can see and do as much as you want to do. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments, and I will answer them in as good of detail as I can, just to make sure that I'm giving you all of the information that I have available for you to have as seamless as a night as you can for Star Wars Night 2025. Biscuits, that is going to do it for Star Wars Night 2025. Thank you so much for coming along. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so every time I post a video, you are notified immediately. And as always, I'm Jeremy, but you can call me Jerendelle, and I will see you at the parks. Bye!